This episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.
This episode is brought to you by Google Chrome. You think you know a browser, but Gemini and Chrome? That's new. It can help you with practically anything on the web, like restoring a vintage motorcycle from a 50-page restoration blog, or finally break down that long article you've had open for weeks. Gemini and Chrome is here for it. Ready to make anything online make sense? There's no place like Chrome. Check responses, setup required, compatibility and availability varies, 18+.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I felt like it was needed to motivate those out there to not be a hater, because the thing is this, with my fair share of incidents of dealing with haters, one thing that I've learned is that a hater is never going to grow. They're never going to be successful. They can make it seem like, and I guess they more so say that they are, and that they're going to succeed on their hate train and all that stuff. They're going to go places. It's like they're making it seem like it's always been a success story with haters. The only time I've seen a success story come out of hating is with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. That's the only time I've seen when a success story has came out of it. But the thing is this though. The reason why I feel like that there wasn't, I don't know, like maybe there was some hate there. Maybe it was just, for play, the drama between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, is because like it's two talented people going up against each other. Of course, art is going to come out of it, but somebody that is not talented and then they want to sit around and hate on people, that's not, I guess, like entertainment. That's jealousy, and that's the thing. A lot of the times, like with haters, they don't understand, they don't process it because their mind is so closed off and small compared to everybody else, where it's like, a person can see when jealousy is going down. Like a person knows like when somebody is jealous of them. And if you're having to, like, for an example, I was dealing with a 10-year long drama. Yeah, there was jealousy that came from that. Because the thing is this, right? And I'm not trying to make myself seem like that I'm the greatest content creator in the world, but compared to those that I've gotten into it with, yes, I think it is safe to say that I'm a much more talented, hardworking content creator compared to them. Because let's just talk on the content stuff, right? We will talk on the talent and all that other stuff later, but let's just talk on the content. I have 50 YouTube channels where I'm active on all of them. And a matter of fact, I set a goal for myself to upload 10 videos on each of my channels. I so far have gotten through some, but I will say that for the majority of the channels, I do have videos planned out for them. There's just still some videos that I have to edit and put together and all that stuff. But let's just talk on that too, the editing. I don't need to pay nobody to edit my videos. I'll do my own editing. And numerous times I had to edit my own videos. Now, yes, if there is a feature to make editing a little bit easier, of course, the thing is this. I'm going to work smarter and not harder in some cases and situations. And I feel like that, like, for an example, there's that one tool on TikTok called CapCut, where, there's some editing stuff that if it wasn't for CapCut, there would be some videos that I've uploaded on TikTok that would not exist. But like I said, I'm going to work smarter, not harder. But there are some cases where I am going to have to work harder and not smarter. I'm going to have to just, go crazy with content creating stuff, right? But
this episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.
This episode is brought to you by Google Chrome. You think you know a browser, but Gemini and Chrome? That's new. It can help you with practically anything on the web, like restoring a vintage motorcycle from a 50-page restoration blog, or finally break down that long article you've had open for weeks. Gemini and Chrome is here for it. Ready to make anything online make sense? There's no place like Chrome. Check responses, setup required, compatibility and availability varies, 18 plus.
I have 50 YouTube channels. I've been posting music. It was just an album today. It was like, I don't know why the album didn't come out on my birthday. They waited until it was like 8 days later, and then that's when the album decided to come out. But anyways, but yeah, I just released an album. It's a part of a series called Wastelanders. That so far I've released I released Wastelanders 1, Wastelanders 2, Wastelanders 3, Wastelanders 4, Wastelanders 3 Deluxe, Wastelanders 4, and then I plan on releasing a deluxe version of Wastelanders 4. I probably will do a 5 and 6 and 7, probably, just keep going until I guess I run out of ideas. But then that's why I feel like I need to talk about the talent. I have an unlimited amount of ideas that I can upload. Like, if I hadn't have had 50 YouTube channels and I just had to upload, an infinite amount of videos will be getting uploaded to my because I would say that I'm behind when it comes to content creating, because I have so many different ideas. Is that I'm like, okay, I'll record a video, then I'll record another video, then I'll record another video, music, I'll make one song, make another song, keep doing that. Like, fam, I cannot run out of content. That's the thing when like people, when they bring that up to me about like quitting or retiring from content creating, I can't, because there's so many different things that I need to do. I feel like a lot of my haters can't say that. I have seen a lot of times like where my haters done quit, or they done took breaks, or they done had to go back to their old ways, claiming, oh, I'm a changed man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then they turn around and do the same. Oh, because like that's the thing, when it comes down to people like myself and my haters, they're scared. They can't go out and do other forms of content. They can't go out and do content that people challenge them to do. People challenge me to content, fam. I will write a story, I will make a song, I will do any form of videos that I guess that's brought to my attention and stuff. It's one of those things where I'm like, I guess with me, I can say that I've never struggled when it comes down to being a content creator, because I always have content to fall back on. If there ain't, like, here's the thing, this is, I guess, like my mind when it comes to content creating. If I can't find no videos to react to, then I'll record a podcast episode. If I can't think of nothing to record on my podcast episode, then I'll record or make some music. If I can't think of no music to make, then I'll do some voiceover videos. If I can't do any voiceover videos, then I'll stream for a little bit. If there ain't no games I can find during the stream, then I'm like, okay, then I did do that at one point where I was making music on my live streams. Live, like you can actually see me, like making a song, because there was, I think it might have been Wastelanders 3. Which album? It was between one. It was either 1 through 3. I think it might have been 1. It might have been 1. But anyways, yeah, I'm like, that's the thing. I've never struggled when it comes down to coming up with content creating ideas, so that feel like that's one thing that needs to be established, when, I guess dealing with haters, is that you're always going to compare to a hater. If it's you and 100 of your haters in the same room, you're going to be the hardest working, person in there. The only thing that you wouldn't be able to relate to, when it comes down to a hater, is that you don't hate yourself, and that's the thing. If you don't hate yourself, fam, a hater will never have a say so when it comes to your content creating career. They will never be able to have an opinion on your content or any form of content that you do, for that matter. A hater ain't gonna matter, pretty much. That's the thing. Like, haters, they try to get themselves involved in your personal life as much as they possibly, content creating life and sometimes personal life. That's them type of haters where they want to be like stalkers and stuff like that. But haters will try to get involved in your life as much as they can. And that's the thing where I'm like, fam, don't you have something that you should be doing? Like, don't you have something where it's like, I guess it doesn't involve me being in, like, in the mix of it and things. But yeah, no, it's like you at times, like when I ain't dealt with haters, I'm trying to multitask right now because I'm looking up a game. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I would like to, re-explore this game. But anyways, no, overall though, it's like the times where I've dealt with haters and I just see how much time they waste, like spending worried about whatever it is that I'm doing. I'm like, fam, you guys got to go find you a hobby. Like, the fact that I done dealt with haters where they'll try to justify on why they're hating on me or stalking me or any of that, I'm like, no, you're lazy and you're wasting your time. And that's one thing about it. They ain't gonna want to hear stuff like that. They ain't gonna, anything that comes anything that comes from you, they ain't gonna want to hear it. They ain't gonna listen to it. But they know that it makes the most amount of sense, because that's one thing about it with haters, is that they can't answer hard-hitting questions. As many times as I done ask my haters some hard-hitting questions, they can never answer them. Never. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, so why would you guys put yourself in a position where you want to debate me or have a conversation with me? I ask you a hard-hitting question. It's like, it's a haymaker question. They can't answer that question. I had to say one of the biggest questions I remember asking my haters during the time when the drama was very active. And it was a simple question. Why are you on my channel? For what reason? Nobody wants you here. Don't nobody care about what you're talking about. When people come to my channel, they want to see the content that I am posting, the entertaining content, not the, oh, TMossBoss responding to hate or TMossBoss addressing the hate, any of that stuff. No, they want to see reaction videos. They want to see voiceovers. They want to hear music. They want content that is going to entertain them, content that is going to get them through the day. Now, I'm not going to say that all of my fans don't care about the drama, but I feel like when it comes down to, I had to say, when it comes down to drama content and haters and all that, I put the bare minimum of talent in that, because I mean, there isn't, I have to say, the only time where I really showcase my talent when it comes down to addressing the hate and drama and all that stuff is when I'm roasting people. Other than that, it's like if I'm sitting down doing a video where I'm just talking about some stuff, yeah, no, it requires the least amount of talent that I can possibly use. Like, whatever is the smallest form of talent that I have in me, that's what I use when it comes down to talking about haters and all that other stuff. But other than that, like, I showcase my talent when I do reaction videos, when I'm making music, when I'm things that my haters can't do. And it's one of the funniest things too. Like, another thing where I like, a hard hitting, well, it ain't really a question, but it's like more of a statement, more of a challenge for them, where I'm like, okay, that's one thing that my haters have tried to, I guess, like a reflect thing, where they try to say that I'm lazy. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what channels you guys are going to, but it's one of those things where I'm like, if I'm not uploading on one channel, I'm uploading on the other channel. If I'm not uploading on that channel, then I'm probably streaming on my Twitch account. If I'm not streaming on my Twitch account, then I'm probably recording a podcast episode. If I'm not doing that, TikTok videos, voiceover video. I'm saying, like I said, when it comes down to TMossBoss, when it comes down to my content creating career, the content is unlimited. So that's why I'm like, what person, I guess my thing is this. What person do you know that has thousands of videos on the internet? Not like the low, I mean like some high up there thousands. Like, I have to say, I think with my gaming channel and with my main channel alone, hold on for a second, let me open up my Social Blade and look up both my main and gaming channel. TMossBoss Gaming. I like how I looked up TMossBoss Gaming and nothing popped up. They show Mr. Beast T-Series, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, look, there's no disrespect to them, but I'm like, last I checked, I don't know how that transfers over into my channel and stuff. So, but anyways, but yeah, so on my gaming channel, I have over 7,000 videos. On my main channel, I have over 14,000 videos. Altogether, it's like, yeah, that's like a little over 21,000, maybe even 22,000 videos, because I add like the hundreds and stuff. So I think, yeah, it's probably be a little over 22,000 videos. And I remember there was at one point in time where I was uploading like 15 plus videos a day on both my main and gaming channel. Then I figure, okay, well, you know what? Let me make some channels where like everything is not being uploaded onto these channels. Like, let me just make it a little bit easier for people and stuff. I did that, and that's the thing. Like, where I'll challenge my haters, where I'm like, okay, if what I do is so easy, then you guys do it. Y'all make music. You guys do reaction videos and do this editing and what else? Gaming videos and talk on sports, talk on the news, talk on whatever it is. Like, the stuff that I'm doing, do a better version of it. I want to see that. I want to see a better version of the stuff that I'm doing. But as far as I'm concerned, you guys can't do that stuff. And that's the thing. It ain't got nothing to do with being camera shy. It ain't got nothing to do. It's because you guys... And it's funny because they say this to me, and I'm like, you guys are only saying that because you're scared to record the video. But no, like, in reality, these guys are not content creators. So my thing is this. I guess, like, for the haters that at one point in time, they were trying to give me this quote-unquote constructive criticism. How are you going to criticize somebody about some stuff where you're not even involved in it. You don't even care for it. At least for me, it's like I care for what I'm doing. I'm passionate about the content that I post on YouTube and Twitch and TikTok and Instagram and any and everywhere else. You guys can't say the same thing. So my thing is this. If it comes down between listening to a person that is passionate about content creating and a person that's not passionate about content creating, who would you, I guess, like, you, if you're a content creator, who would you listen to? Somebody that's passionate about content creating or somebody that's not passionate about content creating? That's a hard-hitting question. That's a question I know it's never going to get an answer to it, you know? But in reality, a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, I'm going to listen to the passionate content creator. They know more than the person that don't care about content creating. But I mean, like, you can place it in any situation possible. There's like, let's say there's a video game that you're interested in, right? And there's one person that plays this game all the time, and then there's one person that played this game one time. Who are you going to listen to between those two people? And I know they're going to try to come up with some justification on, like, oh, well, maybe the person that played it one time, they put more hours into that. How is that? If the thing is this, right? There's only 24 hours in a day. So the person that played the game every day since the game came out, let's say it's December 31st, 2026, and this person has been playing this game since January 1st. Again, now listen to me. There are 24 hours in the day. Now, the person that played the game the least only played it for a day. You gonna really compare a day to 365 days. The only thing that they can relate to is that first day out of the 365 days. So, who are you going to listen to between the person that played the game for 365 days and the person that played the game for one day? So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, haters ain't gonna answer that question because it puts them in a checkmate position where it's like they can't move, they can't do nothing. They try to twist the rules and twist the game and stuff to where it works in their favor. That's not how it works with me. I'm going to ask hard-hitting questions. I'm going to put you in a position where it's like, okay, now I'm going to give you a reason not to come back to my channel. But yeah, that's why for the most part, I will say that my haters, there's some where they, still want to be weird and stalk and do all these other, weird things under my channel. But for the most part, I will say that a lot of my haters have learned to leave me alone, because I'm somebody that doesn't want to be bothered. I just want to mind my own business and, do my content stuff. I ain't got time to be out here dealing with people and stuff. That's why. So recently I was dealing with it, with a stalker, and I'm like, man, I'm done with that. It's one of those things where I'm like, I've tried, but it's no getting through to this guy, and you would think that, I guess, like, maybe if he was a kid, then it would be a little bit more easier to convince him. But since this guy is a 20-something-year-old man, living off of his peoples, mooching off of them, stealing from them, being a pedophile, doing any and everything that he possibly can to just paint out a bad picture for himself. Yeah, he's a lost cause. It's like there ain't no getting through to him and stuff, So that's why I'm like, yeah, I just got to a point where I'm like, forget it. You want to throw your life away? Fine, go ahead, throw your life away. See if I care. So, but anyways, yeah, with that being said, hopefully this episode was helpful to anybody that is looking, for some advice. Always understand this. Once again, if there is yourself and 100 of your haters in the room, even if you are asleep, covering you, pillow underneath the head, you're on the cold side of the pillow, you are still the hardest working person in that room. The thing is this, right? All of your haters, again, in this room, doing any and everything that they possibly can to figure out, oh, why can we hate on them? What can we possibly do? And all this other different stuff. That ain't gonna mean nothing. A hater don't put in no work. They don't do nothing. They have to live off of other people in order to survive. So that's why I'm like, yeah, when it comes down between even me on my worst day, me on a day where I wasn't even doing nothing content creating related, me, yeah, sitting around being lazy and all of that. And I hate that with a passion. I'm like, nah, I guess with me, I'm like, I don't like being lazy. Like I just had to actually stop myself from that. Earlier today, I was like, no, I'm sitting around not doing nothing. I gotta get to work. I gotta do something, So, but anyways, yeah, with that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Follow and subscribe viewing this on the podcast streaming service, and peace.